So you find us here today at the Tilburg show, the iEar show here in the Netherlands, and we have been presenting to a packed room all the time a very, very special system, which is the reference name and focal system. This system is reference, obviously top of the tree, and this overall includes all the best technology, all the best know-how from both the name engineers and the focal engineers to come together and bring us this system synergy. Now, Solstice Special Edition is not just a turntable, it's a turntable with a dedicated tone arm. It's a turntable with a cartridge that comes obviously pre-aligned and pre-fitted. It's a phonostage, which is obviously again aligned to the cartridge, perfectly matches the cartridge. Also a power supply, which then powers both the phonostage and the turntable itself. So it's a kind of dual power supply. So it's a whole package. You know, the technology that we've employed and brought to the party here is unique to name. The way that we use the sort of decoupling system is not done anywhere else. So we're using 47 layers of marine ply to make up the actual body of the turntable. That's strengthened with this kind of brushed anodized premium finish on the top, which is the same as Statement, same as 500 series. We're using a steel plate underneath again to give that rigidity. And we've got what we call S-bend dampener suspension. So there's no springs in this turntable. This turntable has been designed to basically come pretty much preset, ready to use, and then you shouldn't have any maintenance issues in the future, other than those like consumables where you're replacing cartridges. Yeah, we've set the bar very high with a system like this, of course. You know, it is the very best of what focal can deliver now. It's the very best of what name can deliver now. But things change, technology comes along, new technology, new ideas sometimes come along into the melting pot, and suddenly you can push the barrier and you can push that kind of level up again. And products like these, products like the Grande Utopia, products like the Statement, actually provide our customer bases with a trickle down of that technology, of that know-how, that actually you may not be able to afford this level of equipment, but you can have a piece of it, you can have part of it in your system.
Well, it's our reference speaker solution called Grande Utopia Evo. This year at iEar show we wanted to celebrate the 10th year's anniversary of the merge of both focal and name brands by bringing our state-of-the-art solutions in there. So meaning consisting in obviously the best streaming solution from Name, the ND555, Solstice, the brand new turntable Mark spoke about, and the Statement regarding the preamp and amplification solution. This is all powering the Grande Utopia Evo, which at the very beginning wasn't meant to be a speaker for sale. It was used years and years ago within our R&D facility to test 100% of our drivers, technologies and new drivers development, because the key background of focal is a manufacturer, developer of high-end drivers first of all. So this was a kind of tool to test the new technologies like the one you have in there, a bit on the cones for the sub or mid-range or low-mid drivers, which we brought in the market thanks to the Utopia project. And this is still our flagship technology when it comes to the mid, low-mid and bass drivers. On top of that, the Grande is featuring our top technology when it comes to tweeters, with the very famous inverted dome tweeter made out of pure beryllium. This one is very specific because it has a stunning magnet technology inside to reach very, very high sensitivity and reveal all the slightest details in the audio spectrum to make the recording sounds as real and close as possible from the original intention of the artist and so on.
The system overall managed to bring this into practice, but it also gives people that kind of intimacy as well that they're looking for. You know, they're part of a group of people, but you know, sitting in the right areas, being sat at the right level. Obviously not everybody can sit down, there's so many people here. We've had lots of people having to stand up. Of course they're not getting the best kind of performance by having to do that, but those people who managed to get the seats have actually just witnessed, you know, a real intimate kind of performance from this system.
We have a very common background in many areas, let's put it that way. We are both from Europe. Naim is based in Salisbury since 48 years and Focal is based in France since 42 years now. Both brands have a very strong background when it comes to innovation, made in-house technologies, and very high-end philosophy when it comes to the product design approach. That was a kind of obvious wedding at some point at that time. You can see that this philosophy is more and more being the trend in the Focal and Naim worlds. When at Focal we do develop a brand new pair of speakers, those speakers will be fine-tuned and developed along with the perfect match when it comes to Naim electronics and vice versa. So the idea is to bring a turnkey solution when it comes to the audio approach.
A system like this obviously isn't inexpensive. It's to most people very expensive, but how do you put a price on something? Not everybody's kind of lifestyle is the same, so what's expensive to one person is actually not expensive to someone else. If you're imagining that you're getting that performance, that you've got all these live artists performing in front of you in your own living room, then actually the cost of achieving that sort of normally is stratospheric anyway. So having the ability to come to a venue like this and experience that kind of performance, almost like that one-to-one concert, you know, what price do you actually put on that?